So, Neil Hannard from Douglas in New Zealand. This is our first time here, really as a networking event, initially probably to try and explore some avenues into the Latin American market, but then obviously we've seen the number of attendees from around the world and it's become more than just Latin American conference, so it's been great for that. A partner of ours from Chile actually suggested that rather than going to visit him there, that he was coming up here, and there were some other partners that we work with were going to be here too, so yeah, it just makes sense to get everyone in one place and save the plane flights all over the place. Look, I think right from registration process, I think the communication's been fantastic, and then today nice and easy. I went on the tour yesterday, so got to meet a few of the guys and kind of got a quick registration in last night, so we didn't have to bother with that this morning. But just really nice. I think there's a bit of an area where you can gather first, settle yourself, and then yeah, everything's pretty clearly signed when you get in there, so not too painful at all. Could have been a lot worse, that's for sure. 16, I think. 16 today, yeah, so 18, I think.
All right,
yeah,
intense.
So it's 2 long days, the throat's feeling it. Yeah, look, I think most did. It was a first time for us being here, so it was a lot of fact-finding anyway. And I think there's so many people looking to do similar sorts of projects to us, but not necessarily directly the same, so there's lots of synergies that we've been able to sort of pull together and think, yeah, these are, I think you know pretty well which ones are going to be definite new partnerships, and then some others that hopefully you can find some common ground also, so yeah, been really useful. I think the downtime's almost as important as the meetings. It's quite nice afterwards to be able to have a bit more of a casual follow-up with people. If you, out of the exhibitions and things, you maybe don't get that chance to see people afterwards. It's been really good to actually sit around a table with people from different companies who have been here before and talk about the successes that they've had and the new sort of alliances that they've had. So you know that the forum works. It gives you a bit of confidence that, you know, if people are returning for the 2nd and 3rd year, then, you know, there's something good going on. I think it's probably the collaboration. I think there's probably conversations that get had here that if you weren't in the same room being sort of forced to speak to each other, you may never have crossed paths. And so the potential for new developments that may never have happened if these 2 people hadn't been put in that room at the same time, then that's something that I think everyone's got to take away and think, you know, maybe that could happen. So it's a good aspect. Yeah, sliding doors, right? It's like, are you going to cross paths or are you going to actually bump into each other? And it is good for that. There's definitely a lot of companies here that I probably would never have met if it wasn't for this. So yeah, fantastic. I think all in all, it's just a great setup. The whole speed dating thing for business is not done too often, but I think that sort of forum where you've got a guaranteed time with people that you've already pre-agreed beforehand that there's 2 parties that definitely want to meet, so you know you both want to be in the same space, and you've got that allocated slot of time. You can just take your time and find out about the other person a little bit more without that rush or worrying whether they actually want to be talking to you, because you know they do, because otherwise they wouldn't have teed up the appointment. So it's a really neat setup, I think, and run really well.